Hello, friends. As you can tell, I have received an order that I placed. Luckily, the hurricane didn't delay it. I have Frog Morton. First time I've tried it. I've heard a lot and thought that it was time to expand my palette, I suppose you could say. I couldn't decide between all the different flavors of Frog Morton. I saw that Pipes and Cigars had a 5-tin option, but sadly, as it usually happens with that site, they were sold out. Well, not sold out, I think they were on back order. So I decided to start with just basic Frog Morton, a 3.5 ounce tin. I've had one bowl of it so far, and I've found it very slow smoking, and the flavor was, even though it's just, as I've heard it called Latakia, although I can't help pronounce it Latakia. And let's see, looking it up here just to make sure, because as I said, it's my first time trying it. 100 grams, 3.53 ounces, and yeah, it's mostly Latakia, as I'm sure many of you know. And I'm used to smoking Latakia because recently I've been smoking mostly Mississippi River, and I find that an excellent smoke. Of course, with as windy as it's been, it's hard to get an initial light, but once it's lit, it stays lit. I don't have a problem with it going out. Just like the Frog Morton, I didn't have a problem with that going out. But I do have another item that I purchased, and I was excited to get this, so unfortunately I opened it and tried it with the Frog Morton. It's a Stanwell, my first Stanwell, and I saw that there was a special on pipesandcigars.com that offered, when you purchase a Stanwell pipe, you get a free lighter. And as you see, it's partially rusticated, and come back around, partially smooth bowled. And the grain of that smooth side is just gorgeous. And you can see it's even partially rusticated and partially smooth up there as well. This, I've had a bowl of Frog Morton and a bowl of Mississippi River, and both bowls were effortless. The draw is phenomenal. The bowl keeps it well lit. As I said, with the wind, the initial char light is difficult, but because of the wind, nothing with the pipe or the tobaccos in it. The pipe is one of the additions to the briars that I have. I recently found that my original briar, the one that I got with my starter kit, is slowly starting to become worn down. The fell around it, cracked and broke off, and the bowl has some cracks in it as well. I believe that's what happened over the weekend. I had to store it in a different part of the apartment that I normally wouldn't, due to my daughter being here over the weekend. And I think it might have fallen on the counter from where I had it. So that might have caused the cracks. I'm not sure. But it still smokes perfectly fine. And I've, thanks to the Codger challenge I took and taking note on how I smoke the pipes, I have been able to smoke slower, slightly slower than I normally would, and the bowl stays even cooler than I imagined it could. So I've been enjoying that starter pipe as well. But the Stanwell pipe is something that I didn't think I would get. Originally, I was looking at the 7 LEs. As you all know, with the 320, it's highly favored by Matches, 860, and a few others as well. And I was kind of looking for something like that. I also have been interested in possibly a church warden, but this Stanwell is phenomenal. It does have the bent stem that I like. I find the straight stems, I'm okay smoking them, but it's not as comfortable with me. But this does have that slight bend in it, and I believe the bowl was, I want to say, brandy shaped. I think that's a brandy, right? And they also had it in the various styles, the Dublin, the apple. But yeah, this is the one I chose, and I'm definitely not regretting choosing this. And even though I do somewhat prefer Cobb's, and I have mostly Cobb's, this is a pleasant alternative. I've also been using my fantasy freehand more often, kind of getting into the rotation of sometimes Cobb, sometimes Briar. That way one doesn't get worn out. And I think the Conjure Challenge is what prompted the, not importance, but the desire, I suppose, to smoke that other type of pipe. I also did get another, let me see what size, 8 ounce of Mississippi River, because I was down to the last few ounces of it. I wanted to make sure I got more of that, because it has been a somewhat regular choice. But at the same token, I have been enjoying Captain Black as well. Sometimes the original, sometimes the Midnight Gold. I'm not completely against Captain Black. Sometimes I find it comforting. The flavor and scent of the vanilla or the Cavendish. But mostly it's been the Latakias that have been calling me. I do have a little bit of Mississippi Mud left, so I have been sometimes going towards that. But for the most part, it's been Mississippi River. And now I have a feeling it's going to be Frog Morton. I'll probably venture out and try the Frog Morton cellar and on the bayou and things like that. But for now, I'm content with just the Frog Morton, and it's a leisurely smoke. I think smoked for, I want to say, about 45 minutes, if not longer. The flavor was nice and mellow. The aroma was pleasant. And yesterday I found, as I went to a kind of like a get together in one of the squares in a nearby city, somebody was smoking a cigar, and I found that the cigar actually somewhat reminded me of the Latakia. So when my ex that I was with, when she was complaining about it, it didn't bother me. I was somewhat used to smelling it, even though it did smell slightly different because it's a cigar, not a pipe or pipe tobacco. But it wasn't unpleasant. Before I was interested in pipes or pipe tobacco, I might have found that it was unpleasant. Not so much now. I didn't mean to rabble on this long. It's almost 12 minutes. If you're still with me, thanks for watching. I mostly wanted to show off my new pipe and mention the Frog Morton. I hope everyone is doing well, and those that are north of me in the Georgia, Carolina area, I hope Matthew didn't mess up your yards too much or cause any type of damage. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.